औज़ुबिल्लाहिमिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम रब्बिश्रह ली सदरी वयस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली। आज हम क्या कहते बात कर रहे हैं इनकम टैक्स से रिलेटेड बजटरी प्रपोज़ल के बारे में, और उसमें क्या कहते हैं हमको सजेशंस क्या कहते देना चाह रहे हैं फेडरल बोर्ड ऑफ रेवेन्यू को। सबसे पहली जो हमारी सजेशन है वो है माइनिंग ऑफ FPR डेटाबेस to identify new taxpayer and those not fully discharge their liabilities. इसमें हम ये कहना चाह रहे हैं कि the FBR has got access to financial data in various forms, including the monthly statement submitted by withholding tax collecting agents as per various sections, information as per under section 165A, 165B, 175A, and NADRA FIA Bureau of Immigration and Overseas Employment Records are also available. This can be start to bringing new taxpayer in the net. In addition, the FBR also collected data about tax paid by non-filers on vehicles, immovable property, and so gain made in the stock market. तो FBR को चाहिए कि जी यहाँ से डेटा ले और इन अपने टैक्स नेट को क्या कहते हैं इंक्रीज कर। तो पहले जो हमारी सजेशन है वो टैक्स नेट इंक्रीज करने के बारे में है। Our second suggestion is that the withholding tax regime should be simplified by reducing the number of withholding provisions. The current withholding tax guide available on FBR website is a 19-page document as of 2022, which is clearly shows that the complexity of the regime for compliance and ease of doing business. The withholding tax applied on non-filer in the real estate and other informal sector should be punitive in nature to encourage greater compliance. The rate of filers need to be reduced so that the burden of complaint taxpayer is reduced. Our next suggestion is that to renew the benefit available on the transfer of shares property to a REIT scheme pursuant to clause 99A of the second schedule of the income tax ordinance for another 3 years, that is till June 30th 2026. This will lend support to efforts to document the real estate sector where currently large sum of untaxed money is parked. Our next suggestion is that in order to distinguish multiple taxation of ICD with an income tax exemption, it is proposed that a new subsection be inserted in section 59B as under. वो सेक्शन इस तरह से होना चाहिए, distribution of dividend within companies eligible for group relief under this section shall not be deemed to a taxable event. Clause 1A of section 59B should be deleted. Our next suggestion is that condition to file group consolidated income tax return should be abolished, as same is cumbersome exercise and does not even serve any purpose. Taxpayer find it difficult to prepare and file single consolidated returns of multiple group of companies. When the IRS portal does not even allow adjustment to holding companies of income tax withholding suffered by subsidiary company. Moreover, tax officers find it difficult to reconcile consolidated group income tax returns with individual subsidiary companies withholding tax statement and sales tax return. Our next suggestion is that timeline should be specified for the applicability of super tax. Mere levy of super tax without any specific timelines is simply an increase in the corporate tax from 29% to onward. When the recent unprecedented depreciation of the Pak rupees, import constraint, and increase in interest cost, it has become difficult for business to absorb an additional levy of super tax for an indefinite period. Without prejudice to the above, super tax should be applied on progressive tax basis instead of apply of certain percentage of entire income. Our next suggestion is that clause A, division 3 of the part 1 of first schedule as applicable before Finance Act 2019 should be reinstated to apply the rate of 15% on dividend received from exempt entities. Similarly, amendment be made for withholding tax rate specified in the clause A of division 1 of part 3 of the first schedule by reinstating the position prior to Finance Act 2019. Our next suggestion relating to income tax is the rate of income tax on companies should be gradually reduced to 20% to align with the taxation rate of other countries in the region. A small scale or low capital company should be given the first benefit of the lower taxation rate as compared to the other companies to further encourage transparency and documentation, which will helpful to increase the employment opportunities also. Our next suggestion is that the rate of advance tax under section 236G and 236H should be made consistent at 0.1% on sales to be dealers or retailer for ease of doing business. Our next suggestion is that appropriate explanation should be added after the provision of clause C of subsection 3 of section 13 to enable the companies to reclaim turnover tax adjustment earlier disallowed by the tax department because of lacuna in the provision which existed at that time. Currently, restriction on carry forward period from 5 years to 3 years is it adversely impact startups and entities planning to incur capex investment, expansions, and who will be incurring losses of initial years of operating and yet to bear the burden of minimum tax, which enhance and with chances of carry forward only for 3 years, which is not reasonable period. अपने टैक्स के सजेशन को अगली वीडियो के अंदर हम कंटिन्यू करेंगे. थैंक यू.